This will be a quick story. Smash that like button for me. It looks like Kanye West is stuck with EMI. We heard earlier, like a couple weeks ago, that he was going after EMI and Rockefeller. He wanted off of both, and he thought it was an unjust contract. Well, EMI responded, and they pretty much declared that he can't retire. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that bell, hit that subscribe button. Guys, smash that like button for me. It's free. It's spreading love, and you get love back. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so we got Kanye West. Now, he's been sued after EMI. So Kanye West EMI contract, right? It forbids him from retiring. So he filed a lawsuit against Rockefeller and EMI, and he wanted to get ownership of his music back and receive unpaid royalties. But it looks like that he's trying to get free from these companies, and because he thinks there's some 7-year rule because he lives in California. He said, so they respond by this about him retiring because they feel like he's holding back Yandi. He said, "You, Mr. West, hereby represent and warrant that EMI that you will, throughout the term as extended by this modification, remain actively involved in writing, recording, and producing compositions and major label albums as your principal occupation. At no time during the term will you seek to retire as a songwriter, recording artist, or producer, or take any extended hiatus during which you are not actively pursuing your musical career in the same basic manner as you have pursued your career to date. The preceding representation shall not be deemed to prevent you from taking a vacation of a limited duration." Now, if I was a company, I would write this too, because if I just gave you a bunch of money, I don't want you to go retire now, right? You got to make this money back. So he's arguing that, he even put the section 2855 limits personal service contracts to lock in for more than 7 years. He's been with them since 2003, and it was signed while he was working on College Dropout. So he was not living in California then. So it probably doesn't apply. But he's saying that now he's a California resident, it applies. He's trying it. The 7-year period ended the contract on October 1st, 2010. I don't think he was living in LA then, but I don't know, that's his business. For more than 8 years after more than double the maximum 7-year contract, California laws, EMI has enforced rights in violation of California law. Now, he has big lawyers, so they must be finding a loophole in this, and they might have found something. Well, EMI feels threatened, and he's been sued by EMI now, trying to get out of his contract. Not a good position to be in, especially because you're still signed to them. So he may have thought he found a loophole, citing servitude as the reason for his release, but EMI has countersued him, pointing out that servitude excuse may have worked in California, but they're under New York rules because they signed in New York. That was my point, and that will be hard. They have just as many high-power lawyers as Kanye does. West sued the label, saying, okay, we saw that 7-year rule. The label is looking for a court to confirm that Kanye's contract is still valid, holding him to it until he meets their terms. If they end up on top, he won't likely be too happy. And he's holding Yandi back, so he cannot retire. That's interesting. Now, I don't want to see him held back, but you still got to comply to your contract. It's such a sticky situation. This is why you got to be careful what you sign. And he could probably buy himself out of his contract, though. I mean, I think Michael Jackson did. I don't know. We'll have to see how this develops. I think Kanye would make enough money with Adidas and everything to buy himself out of his contract. And I'm sure there'll be a way to do that. There has to be a way to buy himself out. Anyways, it's Jordan Tower with JT News. It's good that Kanye is challenging the law, though. It has to be challenged. It's meant to be challenged. Hit that like button, guys, and I'll check you guys in the next one.